What if I told you the reason your 2004 workhorse is sitting dead in the driveway right now isn't because of a blown head gasket, a cracked block, or bad fuel? What if I told you it's dead because a guy in a tailored suit sitting in a corporate office 2,000 miles away simply hit delete on his keyboard? Listen to me. I've been turning wrenches for over 30 years. I've bled on engine blocks from Detroit to Tokyo, and I'm telling you right now, the rules of the game have completely changed. It's 2026. The guys down at your local dealership aren't just trying to sell you an $85,000 rolling computer with a 9-6-month loan. They are actively executing a ruthless, calculated counterattack to get your old, paid-off analog truck off the road forever. They call it the zero stock mandate. You thought you beat the system, right? You bought a clean 20-year-old rig, pure analog. You paid cash. You own the title. But the automakers have been watching the used market explode. They see guys like us completely rejecting their digital cages, and their response is corporate warfare. They are permanently discontinuing the critical physical analog parts required to keep your old iron running. The accountants realize they don't want to pay warehouse taxes on inventory for a truck from the late 90s or early 2000s. So, they take the factory molds, the stamping dies, the original tooling, and they literally sell it for scrap. They change the status in their global computer systems to end of life. They know if they choke off the supply of quality, original factory replacement parts, your bulletproof GMT 800 Silverado or 7.3 Power Stroke will just become a 5,000-pound-yard ornament. They want to starve you out. They want you exhausted, stranded on the side of the interstate. So you finally surrender and sign a contract for a truck that tracks your eye movements and limits your top speed. But smart mechanics, the guys who actually know how an internal combustion engine breathes, are fighting back. We are building stockpiles. Today, I am breaking down the 5 specific parts you need to buy immediately. Not tomorrow. Today. I've broken this down into 3 categories based on what fails, what it costs, and what will completely brick your rig. Let's dig in. Category number 1. Best for reliability. These are the powertrain lifelines. If you want your truck to run like a top, you need to secure your original throttle position sensors, idle air control valves, and proprietary pre-emission drivetrain sensors. Let's talk about throttles. For nearly a century, when you stomped the gas pedal to summon 400 pounds-feet of torque, a physical braided steel cable pulled open a butterfly valve on the intake manifold. It was mechanical. It was honest. It was pure physics. You press the pedal, the cable pulls, the air rushes in. If you drive a 2026 truck, you do not have a gas pedal. You have a cheap plastic video game controller under your foot. It sends an electronic request to a firewall computer, which then asks an electric motor to please open the throttle, assuming your traction control and your subscription status allow it. It's a joke. Because the entire industry shifted to electronic fly-by-wire garbage, the support for old-school mechanical throttle bodies is completely gone. Now, the aluminum throttle body itself is a chunk of metal. It rarely breaks. What you actually need to hoard are the critical factory sensors bolted to the side of it. The throttle position sensor and the idle air control valve. When these go bad, your truck surges at stoplights, stalls in traffic, or absolutely refuses to idle. Right now, the market is flooded with cheap, $12 white box knockoffs from overseas. I have installed them, and I have watched them fail 3 days later. A steel cable never needs a software update, but you have to secure the original, factory-stamped sensors right now while they still exist on the dusty shelves of warehouse distributors. And while you are looking at sensors, you need to hunt down your proprietary pre-emission drivetrain sensors. I'm not talking about basic oxygen sensors. I am talking about your specific transmission speed sensors, range selectors, and ABS modules. If one of these highly specific sensors shorts out, your computer panics. It throws your transmission into limp mode, locking you in second gear while you are doing 70 miles an hour down the highway. You manage to drag the truck into the dealer, and the kid behind the parts counter looks at his screen and gives you the 3 deadliest letters in the automotive world. NLA, no longer available. Your bulletproof transmission is now entirely useless because a $50 piece of discontinued plastic failed. Identify your exact drivetrain sensors, find the factory versions, and put them in a bin on your workbench. Category number 2, best for price. This is the cheap insurance you need to buy right now before the secondary market skyrockets. I am talking about physical ignition cylinders with metal keys and analog climate control modules. Automakers are absolutely desperate to eliminate the metal key. They want you relying on a $600 push-button smart fob. Why? Because it locks you into their digital ecosystem, and ironically, it makes the truck incredibly easy to steal. Hackers can stand in your driveway right now, clone the signal from the fob sitting on your kitchen counter, and drive away in 30 seconds flat without breaking a sweat. Because of this shift to push-button starts, the heavy-duty brass ignition lock cylinders are being phased out of production forever. Think about the physical wear and tear on an ignition. 20 years of a heavy keychain swinging from the dash over potholes and speed bumps. The brass tumblers inside wear down. The key gets sloppy. Eventually, the whole cylinder seizes up. When the dealer no longer stocks the original replacement, you are forced to buy a gritty, pot metal, aftermarket cylinder from a big box auto parts store. The keys feel flimsy, the turning action feels like grinding sand, and they are notorious for jamming when you are 50 miles from the nearest town. Buy a high-quality factory brass ignition kit with 2 fresh metal keys today. It costs almost nothing right now. Throw it in your glove box and secure your right to actually turn over your own engine. The same goes for your analog climate control modules. Have you looked at the dashboard of a 2026 rig? The physical buttons are completely gone, erased, buried inside a massive, fragile glass screen that washes out in the sun. In an older rig, your heat and AC are controlled by physical steel blend door cables, actual vacuum lines, and heavy-duty rotary knobs. In a modern truck, a dead pixel or a glitch in an over-the-air software update means you literally cannot turn on your windshield defroster in the dead of winter. The suppliers who built those heavy-duty tactile knobs have pivoted their entire factories to build cheap touchscreens. If your analog climate interface shorts out, finding a brand new factory replacement is becoming impossible. Find the physical switch panels and relay blocks for your exact interior right now. Avoid the aftermarket junk that feels mushy. When the factory parts dry up entirely, these modules are going to be worth their weight in gold on the secondary market. Finally, category number 3, the ultimate choice for survival. This is the big one, the brain of your truck, the engine control module. Let's get one thing totally straight. Yes, trucks from the late 90s and early 2000s have computers, but they are closed-loop systems. They are isolated. They do not connect to 5G cellular towers, and they do not beam your hard-braking habits to your insurance company so they can jack up your premiums. But you cannot escape the physical reality of a 20-year-old circuit board. These aluminum boxes sit bolted to your firewall or right in the engine bay. They spend 2 decades baking in 200-degree summer heat, freezing in the winter, and taking brutal vibrations every single time you hit a rut. Eventually, the electrolytic capacitors inside that module swell up and burst, leaking highly corrosive acid straight across the motherboard. When that happens, it's game over. The truck is dead in the water. 5 years ago, you could walk into a parts counter, read off your VIN, and order a newly flashed original factory ECM. Today, those exact part numbers are coming up completely blank. Once the dealer stock is gone, you are forced to deal with shady internet companies selling remanufactured modules that are completely unreliable. You cannot 3D print a microchip. You cannot weld a fried, acid-soaked motherboard back together. You need to find a matching, untouched engine control module for your specific engine and transmission combination right this second. Keep it wrapped in an anti-static bag. Keep it in a climate-controlled room. It is the ultimate survival tool for your truck. Now, before I let you go, I am going to give you a pro tip that the dealerships absolutely do not want you to know about. This is the secret to keeping an old rig alive when the parts completely vanish. You can stockpile all the original factory sensors you want. You can have a brand new throttle position sensor sitting on your shelf. But if the 20-year-old plastic wiring connector on your truck's harness is brittle, cracked, and crumbles in your hand when you try to plug it in, you are entirely out of luck. Aftermarket pigtails and connectors do not weather seal correctly. Water gets in, the pins corrode, and the signal drops. Next time you are at a local salvage yard, take a pair of heavy wire snips. Walk the rows. Find the trucks that match your make and model. Snip the factory wiring harness pigtails, the actual plastic connectors that plug into your alternator, your sensors, your ECM. Leave about 6 inches of wire on them. Throw them in a heavy-duty Ziploc bag. Factory plastic connectors are vastly superior to anything you can buy today, and having a stash of OEM pigtails will save you from an electrical nightmare when your original connectors finally shatter from the heat. The auto industry is playing a vicious game of attrition. They want to squeeze the supply chain until it violently snaps. They want you scrolling through obscure forums at 2 a.m., exhausted, searching for a single discontinued relay until you finally throw your hands up and go into debt for a modern disposable machine. Building a stockpile of these parts is not paranoia. It is a calculated, strategic investment in your own mechanical independence. You are securing the insurance policy. The dealership flat out refuses to sell you. Stay smart. Keep your hands dirty. Keep turning your own wrenches. I'll see you under the hood next time.